You're listening to Soap Dirt, the latest in television entertainment news.
Hey there, YNR fans. This is Belinda from Soap Dirt, and I got big news for you. Kyle is getting fired and dumped all at once, both by Audra, and with his Rebound hookup drying up. My question that I want you guys to consider today is, who is his next rebound? All right, we're going to dig in. So Audra is choosing herself, and she's choosing Tucker McCall. It's not hard to miss what she's doing. And on the Thursday U.S. episode, Nikki Newman doesn't quite believe that she really has stopped banging Kyle. And either way, Nikki wants Kyle gone from Newman Media. And so she tells Audra, go fire him, basically, or the implication is, or you're going to lose your job. And of course, Audra decides to go ahead and fire him. And at the same time, she's basically like, oh, and by the way, we're done completely, done personally, done professionally, done and dusted. So with Kyle about to be single and his secret fling over, who is an age-appropriate, single, and ready-to-mingle option for him? The pickings are pretty slim, so we're also going to have to include people who are not appropriate in this discussion, neither age-appropriate nor relationship-appropriate for Kyle to rebound with, but some are kind of interesting, and I want you guys to think about it with an open mind, and then I want your comments about this too. Hey, if you haven't already, please reach down, click subscribe so you don't miss any of our YNR updates. So, Kyle could make an anti-Newman move since the Newmans have fired him, and maybe he could go after Sally Spectra. Now, they are age appropriate. She is not single. She is involved with Nick. She is, I personally believe, still in love with Adam as well. But Kyle's got no love lost for Adam, and it would definitely be a kick right in the crotch of his ex-father-in-law, Nick, as well, if Kyle made a move on Sally. Now, I don't think she's got time for it. I don't think she would entertain it. But just because she's not married to anybody else and she is the right age, I just wanted to throw Sally out there as a possibility, because you just never know what the YNR writers are going to do. So then let's also consider Victoria Newman. Right now, she is dating Nate, but I fully expect that is going to blow up in her face very soon. I did a standalone video. You can see it in our YNR playlist, where I speculated whether Victor's doing this corporate CEO chair takeover as part of a plan to expose what a rat that Nate is, and that he does not give a tinker's damn about Victoria. The problem with Victoria and the poor choices she makes in her love life is she doesn't listen to anyone when they try to warn her. They tried to warn her about Ashland. They have tried to warn her about Billy Abbott back in the day and just other shady situations she's put herself in. So I speculated in this video that Victor might be trying to force her to have an aha moment about what a dog that Nate is. So if that does work out, or Victoria is just done with him, or he walks out on her, whatever, I could definitely see her being single soon. And I could also see Victoria thinking it would be a fitting revenge rebound by betting an Abbott to irritate her father. That could be fun. So now I'm going to make a pretty outrageous suggestion, like wildly outrageous. I don't think it will happen, but I think it would be very soapy if it did, and I'm just going to lay it out there. So the most outrageous thing that Kyle could do is get drunk and sleep with Phyllis Summers. She's single, and betting your ex-mother-in-law is a very soapy thing to do. That being said, it's more like something they would do on Bold and the Beautiful than Young and the Restless, because, you know, Bold and Beautiful is kind of a hotbed of near incest hookups. So I do want to mention that I don't think it's going to go that way, but wouldn't it be wild if they did it, even if it was just one time? All right. So that would be very inappropriate, not only just age inappropriate and relationship inappropriate. Now let's talk about another age inappropriate relationship that Kyle might dive into. So Sharon Newman's fling with Chance Chancellor seems to be hitting the skids soon. She just admitted to Mariah Copeland that it's a fun thing, not a serious thing, and she's not sure it's going anywhere. And she also said she noticed that Chance had a vibe with Summer. So I don't think Sharon's going to last. And right now, at least, Nick is dating Sally. So for a hot minute, Sharon might be single. It would be a completely wild move. Not as wild as Phyllis, but a completely wild move to have Kyle rebound with Sharon, since she is his ex-wife's ex-stepmom and also an ex-wife of his father, Jack Abbott. That would be pretty icky, but, you know, he is actually slightly older than Sharon's current boyfriend. Connor Floyd, who plays Chance, is 29, and Michael Mealor, who plays Kyle, is 31. I don't see this happening, but I'm entertaining all the possibilities for you guys, and I have some more serious suggestions coming in just a second. So one question that we have to ask, we have to bring this up, is whether Kyle would rebound with his soon-to-be ex-wife, Summer Newman. I mean, I think she would like that. Jack and Diane and Phyllis and Nick and a lot of others would cheer for it. But I don't think that Kyle is in a position right now emotionally where he is ready to take Summer back. I also think that he's not going to turn back to Audra again, because going back to Audra is another option. I don't think he would go there again, just because he's kind of thinking on the Thursday episode about Audra's being sketchy later, kind of her scheming nature, but he's been more focused on her beauty, her boobies, and her brain, and how fast that she was willing to go to bed with him. So he's kind of been, I think, sex drunk with her. And I do think if he finds out that she was double dipping with him and Tucker at the same time, that Kai would be so icked out that I don't think he would backtrack and try to get into her knickers again. So I just don't see that happening. People are calling them Caudra. I don't see Caudra happening again. And I don't think Skyle version 9 is going to happen right now. So here's who I actually think is going to be Kyle's rebound. I'm going to lay it out for you in just a second. If you're enjoying this conversation, please click like. We appreciate those thumbs up, and definitely click subscribe if you haven't already. So I suspect that Kyle Abbott's next romance might be with newcomer Claire Grace. Those are the only names we've been given for her. To me, Claire Grace sounds like a first and a middle name. So maybe her last name is TBD, or maybe Grace is her last name, but Claire Grace sounds like a first name, right? First and middle, first and hyphenated middle. Anyway, it is the name of a brand new character who is heading to Genoa City soon, played by Hayley Erin. And she's age appropriate. She's 29. She's just a couple of years younger than Kyle. And if you don't know Hayley, her most recent roles were over on General Hospital as Kiki Jerome. And then she had a major role in the hit show Pretty Little Liars, the sequel series called Perfectionist. Over on GH, her character Kiki was dead, killed off by serial killer Ryan Chamberlain, so she's not going back to GH, at least not in that role. So maybe she will stick around Y&R for a minute. She is a damn good young actress, age appropriate for Kyle. And if you have been watching Y&R for a long time, you're probably going to recognize her because she used to play Abby Newman when Abby was a lot younger. Some people have wondered if she is going to replace Melissa Ordway as Abby. And no, I don't see that at all. As a matter of fact, I've seen behind the scenes photos of Melissa Ordway, who plays Abby now, alongside Hayley's character, because she's already filming her character Claire. So they are in scenes together. So no, she is not coming on to replace Mel Ordway as Abby. So if any sites, which I know there's several sketchy sites that are trying to push that, don't believe it. So this new girl Claire should hit Y&R in October, I believe. There's no confirmed air date yet. So, but I think probably early October, just based on when she started filming. So, and simply based on the behind the scenes pictures and video that I saw, and knowing that they film about 4 weeks ahead. So the one thing that we know about her is that she is going to be involved with Newman Media. And that doesn't preclude her dating Kyle Abbott, all right? So that's who I think is going to be his rebound, just based on the timing, their similarity in ages, and the fact that I think that Summer is going to get involved with Chance. It seems like they are laying the groundwork for that. And Summer and Kyle right now don't seem where they're in a place to get back together. All right, so I am excited to read your comments about this. Let me know what you guys think. Who do you want to see Kyle with next? This new girl? Do you want to see him try to get back with Summer, try again with Audra, or do one of the more sketchy and inappropriate things that I mentioned? Let me know in the comments. I love reading your comments. I read every single one of them. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. This has been Belinda from Soap Dirt.
Thank you for being a loyal listener. Follow us wherever you get your podcast, because you don't want to miss the next episode. Soap Dirt is on all the major podcast platforms, including Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and more.